You're heading to the border tomorrow. You've made trips to the border in the past. You've been invited by a group of representing Border Patrol officers. You keep saying Mexico is sending these people across.
Right, Mexico is sending. You said it properly. You said it properly. Thank you.
But you've offered no proof. And that's what people say about
well,
that.
You may have proof very soon. You may have proof very soon. All you have to do is speak to some of the border people. Some of the border people told me, well, we're going to see a lot of border people
We
tomorrow.
talked to immigration officials who said, look, they've never heard of that. There's no evidence of that. Wouldn't somebody, I mean, of all the people who have been arrested, you're telling me there wouldn't be proof by now?
Do you remember many years ago, Fidel Castro, when he emptied the prisons and sent everybody into the United States, right? Very famous, right? This is a much more sophisticated version of the same thing. Mexico doesn't want to house these people.
But there was clear evidence of that
This animal, excuse me, this animal that killed Kate, he came across 5 times. 5 times. Now, maybe he came across because he thought the weather was nice. Maybe he was pushed across by Mexico officials. Look, Mexico's leaders are much smarter and sharper and more cunning than our leaders. They're doing things that we don't even know about. Let's see what happens. I'm going to speak to a lot of people tomorrow. There are a lot of people very excited that I'm going to the border tomorrow. I may never see you again, but these are minor details.
You're telling me that one illegal immigrant wouldn't have a slip of paper or something that would indicate that he was sent?
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to say. I think it's common sense. Mexico doesn't want to house somebody for 30 years in a prison when the United States will do it.
But you keep saying everybody knows this is the case.
I think so, yeah.
Being sent.
I think a lot of people know.
But there's no
I think
evidence
the smart people know. I think the streetwise people know. And I think border guards know. Well, you're going to find out if I have evidence. I'm not telling you now, but you're going to find out what I have. Obama, I never thought he was qualified to be president. But the one thing I thought he'd be good at is being a cheerleader for the country. Actually, he's very divisive. I really hit them hard over the last 2 days on the flags. Why aren't you for the 5 Marines that we killed? Finally, he lowered the flags. And I don't want to take credit for it, but I hit him hard. You saw that. Why doesn't he call up Kate, the parents of Kate? Why? Kate is this incredible young woman who was shot, killed by an illegal immigrant. He calls other people. They send staffs of White House people to these other funerals. They never called the parents or Brad, the brother of Kate. Why? Why can't he put in one phone call to the parents or to the brother of Kate?
Well, it's my job to push back, as you know, on these kind of things. You didn't lower your flags until the same day that the White House chose to.
Mine were lowered the day before yesterday.
Tuesday. Same day as
the
White House.
Well, whatever. They were lowered.
Same day as Obama.
Again, I'm not the United States.
You also...
You would think that would be automatic.
I talked to Brad, the brother of Kate, who said that you did not call, though you had been talking about his sister and wished you had.
I spoke to him numerous times. I spoke to him last night. He's a great guy.
Right. Subsequently, you have called, but
excuse me. I had to leave a period of grieving. I'm Donald Trump. I'm a private person.
You didn't want to call.
Of course, I don't want to call the day of the murder, which is exactly by this animal that came in illegally 5 times. So I wanted to wait, and I explained that to Brad. I said, Brad, I have to tell you something. I actually saw what you said. I said, I had to leave a period of grieving. I couldn't call you. The president could call immediately. Right. The president could have called that day, the next day, or the next day. I'm a private citizen.
That's the kind of thing, as president, you feel you would do much, but you would be much less divisive, much more of you. That's how you would be a uniter.
I would have called, absolutely. That would be a call that you should make. You know what? It's quick. Those people are devastated. They're great people. And there are others. I had a news conference that you people covered, that CNN covered, in California with some of the most incredible people where their sons and daughters and family were killed by illegal immigrants that shouldn't have been in the country. And yes, I would call those people. I can always find time to call. One thing about me, I wouldn't be on planes doing all these fundraisers. If you're going to have fundraisers, maybe you do them someplace else. I mean, the other night in New York was shut down because Obama's here to go to a Broadway play. He's here to, when you're in the White House for a limited period of time, I'd be there all the time, working.
The difference
I wouldn't even have time to comb my hair the way I comb it. I'd probably just have to comb it back.
You have talked a lot since Saturday about John McCain, the war hero thing. You did attack John McCain's record on veterans issues,
Absolutely.
And you talked about
He's been terrible for the veterans. John McCain I supported him for president.
Do you follow specific policy
issues? I raised a lot of money for John McCain. I supported him for president. He's been horrible to the veterans. And here's what I say. I'm all over the place. I go to all over, whether it's New Hampshire or Iowa or California last week. I'm all over. I meet so many veterans. These are big, some beautiful people. They're strong. They see me, they have tears pouring down their face. They're treated so badly by the Veterans Administration, which is corrupt
no doubt about
and
it.
incompetent.
Yeah, and we've done tons of reporting on this, but every veterans group I've talked to has said what you said about his record on vets is just wrong. CEO of Concerned Veterans of America says it was patently false, ill-informed, says McCain, quote, has taken the lead for years.
He's been terrible
in
for the
trying to give
veterans.
veterans real
Excuse
help.
me. For trying. That's the word, trying.
So let me give you
okay,
specifics.
excuse me. He's trying. He's not getting the job done.
Let me give you specifics.
Because they're living in hell. They're living like third-class citizens. The hospitals are falling apart. The new hospitals are costing 4 or 5 times what they were supposed to cost, and they're not working.
So let me, because you don't talk specifics, let me give you some specifics
I do
here.
talk specifics.
Major legislation passed last year by John McCain
Right.
on this.
And you know what it's done? The
Veterans
waiting
access-
list, excuse me, the waiting lists as of yesterday were longer than they've ever been in the history of the VA.
Veterans Access to Care Through Choice, Accountability, Transparency Act. Are you aware of what that did?
Excuse me, yes. And can I tell you what? The waiting list, as of yesterday it was reported, is the longest for veterans. I see them. They wait 4, 5, 6
But you're
days to
saying
see a
he's-
doctor. Excuse me. And then a doctor says, I'm sorry, I can't see you, I'm going on vacation.
But you say he's done nothing. He has
I
done
don't say
things.
nothing. I say he's been very ineffective with respect to helping veterans. I see probably, I'll bet you I see in what I've been doing over the last couple of months, more veterans than he sees, all right?
People
They
say
are
that-
devastated.
Your critics say you're not actually following policy issues. Are you aware of what that major legislation did last year?
Well, I think one thing it did is it took the burden off Obama's back, because that was blowing up like crazy around Obama for the horrible job he's done also, and other politicians. And by passing that legislation, and now you have the longest waits in history, but by passing that legislation, it took the burden off. People haven't been fired. There's scandals all over the
But
place.
that act actually makes it easier to fire VA officials. That act gives $500 million. It
In the
builds
meantime, it
26
hasn't
new
been
hospitals.
used, and they haven't been fired, and the VA's in worse shape than it's ever been in. It's typical political stuff. And I will tell you, the one thing with that act that's really bad, it took the burden off Obama. He was getting decimated, and that was a good thing, because it showed the plight of the veterans.
Just this
Veterans
year-
are being decimated.
Just this year, McCain introduced the Clay Hunt Suicide Prevention Act for American vets. Are you aware of that? Have you been following that?
I know he's introduced things, but nothing happens with them. And frankly, even when they get passed, whether it's 2 years ago or this year, and you give me names, I can give you many names of people that absolutely don't like John McCain because they felt that he let the veterans down.
You've started a hotline for vets. John McCain's office says, look, we got 5 full-time caseworkers. In this year alone, they say they've dealt with 2,000 cases for vets.
I hope you're not trying to make the case that the veterans are being properly
I'm
taken
not. We've
care
done
of.
tons
No, it
of
sounds
reporting.
like you are.
No, I'm just saying
Okay.
you're attacking John McCain's record.
Probably,
I'm asking specifics.
Probably the most corrupt group in this country is the Veterans Administration. Now, you could say corrupt or incompetent. It's both.